right. Welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. Episode, I believe, 63. I'm Mr. King, and y'all know my partner, Joe Cool. Well, you know what? Before we get started, I think we better just check on everybody and see how people made out, especially in the northeast of this storm that we just had. Because I was out there in it, and I tell you, it was no joke. So hopefully everybody's safe and sound and back to normal. So before we get started, we'd like y'all to, like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate last week. We appreciate the numbers, holding us down like that.
The stats is in, you know what I mean? We try to get 300, so you reach that 300 goal. We had like 329, so let's try to shoot for 350. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend.
There you go. Hook us up. All right. All right, so we're gonna start with today. Just a couple of things that I was seeing in articles. Because it's getting close to the season now, and pretty soon they'll be going into training camp. But as we know, it's still the off season, and then Nick news just don't never die. So now I saw something. Now I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I saw something with, which I'm just gonna say the battle of the centers. That I see some of these articles, I don't even want to read them because sometimes it's like, leave us alone, let us get ready. But it says Nerlens is gonna try to compete for the starting job over Mitch. And of course, you want to go in. Nerlens knows how he left the season, but you want to go into the season knowing what you got to do, and it's just that's great competition when somebody feel like they are a starter, And Nerlens certainly held his own when Mitch went out, but I don't see the benefit sometimes of the New York papers creating this little bit of a divide. Competition is good. That always breeds for success. But we don't really need that right now. Like we need people coming in focus and trying to get minutes. But Tibbs is, other than Randall, everybody else on the team is getting split minutes. RJ may get a few extra according to last year's stats. But everybody else, you're splitting with your counterpart. So why sometimes the media try to put these things out there and create these mismatches, to make it harder on us. Like other teams don't really do that to their players. But then I started thinking too, what would be the advantage of starting Nerlens? And it just can't be because of the way now if he starts, he starts. But it just can't be because of the way he left off the season. Because now you got that safety net. So you start Mitch, and if he gets in foul trouble, which he did way better at last year, until he gets to form, give him them first 10 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it is. Then now look what you got coming in the game.
Yeah, and don't put the battery in his back, because now look, history gonna repeat itself. Y'all said he bet on himself, right? Got hurt, so now you're gonna work hard to keep that starting spot, right? And what happens if you get hurt? You got Jericho Sims sitting there waiting in the Raptors. So you better relax. I oughta just came off the bench. We in the NBA. So wish you coming off the bench, but doesn't matter anyway. Like, yeah, you want to start the game, but Mitch was already starting. Just let him start, unless he just washed up.
No, he was doing well. Before Mitch got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. He was doing
he was doing very well. I mean, so, you're going to take a while to get back to that form. That's the advantage of having Nerlens come off the bench. If it's early foul trouble, fatigue, or getting your timing and your basketball rhythm back down, then now look what you got. Yeah, but even before Sims, Tibbs gonna probably go to Taj first. Yeah, for the veteran leadership.
You don't gotta take a starting spot to realize that you want more bread. And I think he's feeling that pressure of like, damn, if I let go of $70-something million.
Well,
$90-something million.
That's the roll of the dice.
Yeah, you got hurt. Like, what you want to do?
Yeah, but they gave him. He got a good contract though. Now he got something he could live with, considering all he been through with the injuries. And we wish Nerlens nothing but the best because that's our guy. But and we happy to have him. But if that's true, we don't. Come in here. You come in and fight and let the chips fall where they may. But the media will definitely try to trick you into saying all those type of things. Not even to jump ship on that, but the thing with Cam Newton, when he made comments, they got on him. When Joel Embiid made comments about Ben Simmons, the media was getting on him. No, y'all saying they wasting it because they putting it on social media because y'all want to be the ones to break the news or throw somebody under the bus. But because they saying that players not able to say things on their own, y'all don't like that. Now y'all saying they shouldn't be, So that double standard sometimes just creates a divide that we just don't need right now. But again, if it happens, it happens. So win-win either way. But it would just be nice to see Mitch get back in there and get him rid of. Because for some reason, Mitch just looks better starting. Like when we had Patrick Ewing, even though other centers that you could say was better than him, but when he put on that Knicks uniform to jump center, it just looked good. It just gave us that presence. And that's what Mitch gives us, a nice presence at start. The other thing, I saw another article. Again, these articles, a lot of times I don't even like to read them. But it said what to expect from Tibbs' second year. And to me, it's a no-brainer of what to expect. Because the article also went on to say something about what history tells us about Tibbs' second year. But one thing we know for sure is that wherever Tibbs was, his teams got better each year he was there. Then they level off. That's the thing. But before they can level off here, we just getting started. So we on the uprise. So to me, where could we go with him but up? And then, a couple of key things that I had jotted down was key guys return that understand the defense. So that already bodes well for, moving forward with this team. Because the key guys will be able to teach the new guys. Now they kind of know what to expect from Tibbs. The other thing is we got more shooters to open up the offense. So now you can put in more plays, knowing that the ball going to swing, and we got guys that can knock down the ball. And then 3, now coming in this way, people are going to know their role. Now, we just talked about Nerlens wanting to start over Mitch, if that was true. But for the most part, people starting to buy into their roles at the end of the season. And they know the pecking order. Last year it was Randall and RJ. And then between Derek Quigley and people like that, then they found their way in. But it was no confusion in that sense. Unlike the year before when RJ felt Randall was doing too much. So this second year for Tibbs and for the Knicks, this gonna be great for me because I'm like, we know Randall's gonna get the bulk of the shots, but we also know that when plays break down, we got shooters on every corner, every corner of the court.
Yep.
We got somebody that can knock down an open shot. And that's what's going to get us over the edge. More than anything else to me, the fact that guys can hit an open shot is what's going to get us over the edge. And that's just only going to make Tibbs look good.
And we strong first and on the second unit. So.
And the third, if you had to go that deep. We strong all the way around. Some of them might be untested, some of the rookies. But again, you sprinkle them in.
See, I don't know what all the other media look like, but the fact that you see in like ESPN on who's starting and who's getting the minutes, tell you something right there. Because you don't even know who to get the minutes to. Yeah. Nerlens confused.
yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of ways.
You don't know where he gonna fit in that. So I'll tell you something right there.
I mean, it's a lot of ways. It's a lot of ways they can go. So that just bodes well for the Knicks that we actually have options. We're not just stuck. If somebody get into a rut and can't go, you get into those slumps. We ain't stuck. You don't have to wait till you shoot yourself out of it now and throw up 20 bricks. We got somebody that can come in and knock down some shots, let you think about it, let you relax. So this is a good thing. So I don't know where that article was going, and how how deep in depth into Tibbs' second years, but we know all his teams have improved. As time went on. So we just going to be another one.
You know what I mean? If they can't shoot, they just call me and then I come.
Nah, see, now they got to know who to call, which king to call. All right, now this is another one I saw. Again, didn't read it, but the Reggie Bullock. Now there's an article 2 days ago. Now I was shocked to see a headline that said Reggie Bullock was saying that he's so happy to be a Dallas Maverick because whenever they played them, he loved the way they play as a team. And I'm like, that I hope that one is not true. One, I like Bullock, but two,
I mean, they's probably giving him the bread. That's why.
Yeah, they giving him.
I don't think too far into that.
He'll be good on their team because all now he has to do is shoot. But for one, the Knicks gave Reggie every opportunity, and I think they were going to re-sign him. They just wanted him to wait, and he didn't want to wait. He just and you got to do what you got to do, right? You got a family.
I think he just wanted the bread.
Yeah, but you don't want to walk out. You don't want to bash the Knicks walking out the door. So I just pray that part is not true. And truth be told, it really can't be true because Dallas don't. Remember, their complaint was Luka shoot too much. So
and it looked like him and Porzingis don't really get along. So
because that same reason, Luka, you would think the way he passes and moves around, but he's looking for his shot.
Well, I know why they don't get along. I'm gonna just say it. They don't get along because Dallas don't promote that it's Luka and Porzingis team. Let alone it's just Porzingis team. They just promote it's Luka team. So Porzingis probably thought he was coming over there thinking he was going to be.
Well, he wanted to go. Yeah, but he wanted to go play with that guy. But I think it's more as you're not getting the ball in all your sweet spots because Luka has his best game. I mean, KP was having his best games when Luka was out.
Yeah, because you get the ball in your
hand. Yeah, and you get to do whatever you want. So Luka is not really feeding you like that. So I think that I think is where the problem lies.
You should have known. You should have stayed your butt in New York. You'd have been better off. You probably would have had the same team anyway. So.
Yeah, I also saw something where somebody say the Knicks won the trade. To me, it's still hard to say we won that trade because KP was a rising star. Just injuries for him too. But he was a quickly rising star. So, but I just pray that.
Yeah, back to Reggie. I don't think nothing of that. I think it was just he wanted his money. Dallas stuck out, so he's just giving Dallas their props on you can't say, well, they the one that gave me the bread. You can't say that, so you gotta say something.
Well, what you're saying ain't even accurate because they don't share the ball. So
you gotta say something nice.
Yeah, it's a business, but again, players that you like, you don't want to see them.
Yeah, wrong choice of words.
You don't want to see them bad mouthing our team.
It wasn't really a bad mouth. I let him go with that one.
Yeah, again, I didn't even go that deep into the article, but that Reggie was our guy, but if we had to play the same game, a lot of them shots, that he wasn't hitting, that could have kept us in the playoffs.
Yeah, remember that was my complaint, right? Reggie Bullock, you kept saying his name like, oh, he do this, do that,
because he's supposed to hit those open shots.
I'm like, yo,
he was guarding
this, and he not knocking them down, so he's replaceable. And you like, no. So New York had your back, Reggie.
Yeah, and I still stand by that. I still stand by that. It's just that he was known for knocking down them key buckets. So you just waiting for it to be done consistently. That was my thing of sticking with him because he's capable. Some guys you can't just stick with when they're just not capable of hitting them. Reggie is capable of knocking down all those shots. And remember, even the Lakers didn't want to let him go. He did the same thing to the Lakers. He didn't want to wait. He went and, took the money from us. Same thing. So, but you got to do what you got to do.
For some people, I think it's a job for him. So, I think, like I said, he just want to go wherever the money going to give him.
Yeah. He's an all-around good guy.
Yeah.
So,
and the way he was going to the hole, it don't really matter to me.
All right. So somebody asked me the other day, they're trying to say that I pick and choose what Knicks I want to talk about. So, and the funny part is guy talking to me about it said he don't even watch the show. So why but I guess from our own conversations. So, but anyway, his thing was I have never mentioned.
So shout out to you. So I hope.
Yeah, I didn't want to put a friend of mine over, so I didn't want to put his name out there. But he said MJ Walker, the guy that got the Exhibit 10, well not Exhibit 10 contract, that I don't talk about. How you don't talk about him if you don't watch the show, which I don't talk about him. Because in this case with him, it's one thing to talk about Jericho Sims getting Exhibit 10, because we know that Exhibit 10 is going to turn into probably a full-time spot on the Knicks at some point in the season. So, because this kid Walker, there's nowhere, he's like 6'5", he's a 3-and-D guy, and I wasn't even really not talking about him, knocking him, but there's just no room for any more 3-and-D guys on our team. we already got enough guys fighting for a roster, guys that's going to make the team, fighting for minutes. So the fact that there's another one, you know, and he has strengths that he can shoot, that he's a hustler, that he's in your face defensively. Okay, those bode well. You go to the G League. You got to spend so much time on the big roster anyway. Rather you play or not, you have to spend so many days up. But you go there and you harness your craft, and then if something ever happens, then we know we could pluck you up.
Yeah, there's a ton of people that's a Knick or a Westchester Knick that we could have talked about over the years, but they just don't either pan out or we just don't have no room for them.
Yeah.
I remember there was a couple of people that were supposed to move up this year, but now where you gonna put them?
Yeah, this the numbers game.
Matter of fact, they're probably not even in the NBA no more, because like, where you gonna put them?
And in this case with Walker, definitely where you gonna. I mean, of course, people know who he is because he played on Florida State with Barnes, right? So when you play with a guy like Scotty, people know who you are. So they know you're a defender. They know you can shoot. Okay, they know you're a hustler. But damn, the Knicks, like, if we're gonna talk about somebody, we got to talk about somebody, you know, that's at least going to be able to fight for minutes.
If you want to talk about it, put it in the comments so we all could talk about it.
Yeah, and because I believe the person is watching, rather he's subscribed or not. Which remind me, y'all, please go ahead and hit that like button for us. So, but again, I talk about every Knick, but again, I don't see the relevance in this case. For me, not for somebody else. If you're a fan of his, great. I don't know that much about him, but I can tell you right now, at that 2 and that 3, we are cluttered.
There's another dude that we don't talk about. They don't talk about me getting that Zip It 1 contract.
It never happened.
You know what I mean?
Never happened.
One day they might call me and say, "Yo, Joe, we need you."
Somebody asking what's in his coffee. What's in your drink, right? All right.
Yo, Mello, this is a Pinot Noir made coffee made by yours truly. You know what I'm saying?
Now I saw something else I like. Yeah, okay. But anyway, MJ Walker. Now this guy's a friend of mine. You satisfied now? Okay, we trying to serve everybody on this show. And the one thing too, let me just say, to our regular, this is an opinion-based show. Before we even did this, we would get up every day and we just talk Knicks. So now, my son, he moved out. We still get together, talk Knicks, and we just trying to share it with everybody else. So any comments or anything you have about the Knicks, we welcome all of it. So again, nobody's opinions are wrong. It's just how you feel about your team.
Only one opinion I'm not having. We ain't gonna talk bad about Mitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people it's real. I think you might have gave somebody an impression last week from one of the comments of something about Mitch, because somebody went in a little bit, but but that happens.
I'll be at work. I'm trying to catch all the comments, y'all.
Now this is what I saw. Something that I did like what I saw, and finally. They would, you see these things in paper or whatever it is about the Knicks depth chart. So we don't really know what we know what 1 and 2 is in most cases, at most positions. But a lot of times we don't know what 3 is. But they showed the power forward one. And it was interesting to me to see that they had Randall, Obi, and then they had Knox. Now, until Knox find his way, he should be slotted in as a power forward. A stretch 4, because the one thing he can do is shoot. We know he can rebound and he can run. Now defending, okay, that just goes along with the schemes. So it was just nice to see. Like I think he's a 3, but he's not giving us something. Maybe as a 4, he will feel like he could give us more.
Well, I'm happy the media didn't give up on him. This like I said, this is the first, y'all. Like everything we talking about, we ain't never seen. This is like Knicks fever right now. We ain't never seen Knicks media talk good about the Knicks at all. So
it's almost scary. I mean, it's nice that they finally doing it, but it's almost and I think a lot of that too probably got to do with Tibbs, the respect that they have for him. But to see Knox slotted in as a 4-man, which may never get to play as a 4, because you also got Gibson who's a natural 4, but they just use him as a 5. So you just never know if somebody goes down where Tibbs is gonna go. But I just thought that if you could get Knox some minutes at the 4 somewhere, somehow, that's just a good look for us. Because you know he's going to be able to knock down shots.
Well, all the garbage minutes he played, he knocked down all them shots. So he probably like 90% from the 3 right now.
Well,
that
yeah,
season, he like 90%.
Yeah, he had a lot of games where he was knocking them down, but it just seemed like it's something through the course of the game, like his head just not in it. And that's I don't know how they're going to unlock that.
Well, really, I think it just translates the same thing we said about Porzingis. Some people just can't find out how to play off the ball. And I think that's what a lot of people got to learn. You know what I mean? Even Melo went back and tried to learn how to play off the ball, even though he's a scorer, so that ball is going to find him anyway.
Yeah.
So the ball would find Knox. He just couldn't wrap his mind around what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, if we had nobody, I'm pretty sure he would be Durant-esque, because that's what we think when we see Knox. We think he's like a Durant type. But he shows it. It just don't translate because we don't give him time to be Randall. You know what I mean?
It's going, something got to give.
If there was no Randall, everybody was hurt, and Knox had to step up and play, I'm pretty sure he can do it. He's in the NBA. He shows all the tools. He shows promise. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he got. I mean, the best thing right now for Knox is to be on a running team. Like, say if he was with a unit that we got that runs, because he's an open court player. You know, you give it to him on the wing, he's throwing it down. He fades out to the 3, he's knocking it down. But you know,
never made it to the G League. So in my mind, that's telling me the Knicks know he's probably too good for the G League, and they leave him on the bench. It's not like we couldn't get nobody or we don't have nobody. So it's not bad enough to say he's not playing. So something got to be good.
Well, last year they should have tried it. I think last year they should have tried it down. I think we said that just for a couple games, just to give you that mojo back. You know, but again, that's Knox MO is a slow moving type of a guy, but he's a horse. He's a horse. Now there's another rumor out here, which this is not really a rumor, that with all this stuff we've been talking about with the Knicks and the rotations and all that, that if players are not vaccinated, they won't be allowed in the Garden. So I don't know what people's beliefs are. I don't know if they think that the zombie apocalypse is coming. I don't know what it is. But one thing we don't need is, and I ain't telling nobody to get vaccinated or not.
Hopefully don't flag us for the vaccinated part.
Well, I'm just saying in general, we want all of our guys at full strength. Like, we going into this season looking up, you know, and we want to try to get back to where we were last year. And if not back there, close there. But we need our guys. We need everybody in their gym shorts ready to go day one of training camp. And you just hope that if it's not injury, nothing else is going to keep them out. You know, so that's what I'm just talking about. If they do that, if that's the case, then how many players on each team won't be there?
With the NBA, I can't see it. Like, I doubt I think they're just not going to say anything. It's not like the NFL.
Well, it's teams.
I know
think
the
it's
NFL,
teams saying
that's the rumor with Cam Newton. Like, he just didn't want to. That's why he lost his spot.
Well,
He got, because they couldn't see. I forgot what I was watching. They couldn't see him get outplayed for one preseason game, and now all of a sudden he loses his spot. They think that's what it is. But I mean, I doubt. I think they still, even vaccinated or not, they still got to go through protocol.
Yeah. But we just want all our guys. We just want all our guys in house at full strength. You know, just like, you know, we ready to rock and roll, and I don't want to see nobody out for any type of a reason.
Because if you're out, you might lose your spot to me. You don't want that.
Nobody don't want that. No, because you are not me. Okay, just last week, just a couple of, I forgot to write down this guy's name. Just a couple of comments from episode 62, and we appreciate the last 4 episodes, especially. A lot of comments are flowing in, and a lot of likes are coming. So, you know, please keep that up for us.
Shout out to the new subs too.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the new subscribers. Brian Florentin, if I say your name right. And he was talking about, when we were talking about Grimes is the steal of the draft, best shooter in the draft, and reminds him a little of Allen Houston. Because remember, you said that too. And only reason why I don't quite see Allen Houston the way Allen's stroke was and the way Allen moved around the court. You know, Allen moved around the court as a shooter, and I guess you could say some similarities, but I don't quite get that one yet. And Grimes more move around, you know, as a smooth two guard, more of a bull type. You know, that'll do more. But you know, again, that's just nice to know that his upside, if that's the case, then that's a great upside to have. Then you got I didn't write his name down, but talking about Miles. Miles have too many guys ahead of him, but he's a great addition, and then he'll play due to injuries, and that's what I said last year about Deuce McBride. He's a good player, but it'll probably take an injury for him to get minutes. Yeah. So nobody's gonna argue with you there. And then Canal, Ban, Lowry, Mitch can do everything Sims can do and more. And I think that just came down to with the comparison to Mitch and Jericho in terms of when somebody said, what if they try to trade Mitch and then they would have Nerlens and Jericho. So that's where that comment came from. And yeah, Mitch to me is solidified to me as our starter in heavy minutes at center. But in case of any event, at least you know you got a guy down in the G League that you know you can call upon that can help you do something. And then also too, Canal, thanks for subscribing. Then Brian Mahahy and Blade, 23 Blade, you know, thank y'all for say you like the comment and the way that we do the show. But anyway, we read all the comments. You know, we still at a point where that we can read them all, and then we try to respond to every last one. So bring in your comments. They don't have to agree with us. These are our opinions. You know, he got his, I got mine. We don't always agree either, and we just keep going from there. But we will respond back to you in a positive manner. So just remember, please, to like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for sticking with us, and then we'll be back soon. Right?
I messed Koffee up today, so
peace.